Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Phoenix Club. Yay.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Phoenix Pod.
It's the Phoenix Pod. Pull off into paradise.
He's back!
God, it feels so good. So good to have done that again.
Welcome
okay,
to season 2, sir.
Thank you. It's a pleasure and an honour to be here.
Yeah, it's not been the same without the intro. I mean, we've tried it, and I just fail miserably every single time.
We all have our strong points.
Absolutely. Yeah, my strong point being decidedly mediocre at intros. Yes.
You've done the best with what you've had to work with, so
Which wasn't a lot, to be fair, with me, but hey ho, there you go.
It's that audio gold we're known for delivering.
Oh no, yeah, this is it. I can offer maybe audio silver, maybe. I'm not top tier. I'm not top tier, I'm afraid. I apologise.
So I am, of course, your host once again, AXC, joined by a man who is
half a man. I think we got it. Lewis is giving the thumbs up. See, this is the advantage of having an independent adjudicator here who can just listen in. We can tell straight away.
He's stupid. He's allegedly sexy, and he's called Flinders. Sexy Flinders.
Stupid, sexy Flinders. The beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and in mine, I'm stupid, sexy. This week it feels like I'm wearing a slightly too tight t-shirt with game pads on it. Nothing too special this week, really. Not going to say lockdown's a bitch and it's made me put weight on. That's all I'm going to say.
And the other voice you can hear, making his return to the Phoenix Pod after a brief hiatus. He's been to see Uncle Cecil.
I've also been in the ceruleum because I'm in my dressing gown.
Oh, yeah. Put your arse away, man.
It's the Stowaway, Lewis Ogden.
I can't help it, Flinders. Women like a brown arse. Yes. Hello, party people. After what feels like it's been a 6-week absence from the Phoenix.
Yeah, you missed the Mark Park episode, didn't you? I think.
Yeah, I missed the final episode of that Peter Kay thing, and then the first 2 episodes of season 2 of Phoenix Nights.
Yeah, I was going to say, you missed the last episode of Peter Kay thing. You didn't really miss much.
And then missed 2 cracking episodes.
Yeah, you've missed a couple of absolute doozies.
Were you with us for Leonard?
Yeah.
He was here for Leonard, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
I think Leonard might have frightened him off for 6 weeks. But I've had me break. I've psyched myself up again. Right, let's go. It's season 2 Phoenix Nights. Come on.
If I was psyching myself up, I'd have been back for the season opener of Phoenix Nights.
Of course, yeah.
I've missed out on Kenny Dalglish. I've missed out on Kenny Dalglish, and it's a family fun day, man. That entire spiel, which is probably
can't have jumping up and down on the love length.
It's not how it looks, Brian. It's not how it looks. It's a 20-foot cock and balls, man. Don't look like nothing else. I see. I'm just getting it out of my system because I wasn't able to, actually be here for the recording.
What did you think of the outro? Our special outro for last episode?
Oh, do you know what, mate? I've got that much of a backlog of podcasts.
He's our chance.
I've not had a chance to listen to it, but I'll keep a listen out.
You did also miss the song on the Mark Park story. What was it? The Africa song.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
If you watch the episode again, you'll realise what I'm on about.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
I'm going to have to go back and watch it now.
The thing is, I like I said to Coxie on pod, it was like, I went back and thought, right, on the start of season 2 of Phoenix Nights, I'm going to cover the special features for Peter Kay's that Peter Kay thing, and I started watching it, and I was like, okay, this is gold. All right, this is gold, and this is gold. You know, you had the full music videos for about 2 Mark Part videos, that songs. And I'm like, this is going to be a full fucking episode. But you had music videos for Christmas 2000 and African Tears. Both of them have got music videos. Cox is broken.
That just reminded me then the song, that the African Tears song, because like it's the bit they include on the show. It's like you wouldn't get away with that nowadays.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's Jesus Christ.
I'm just thinking, is that similar to African Child from Getting to the Greek? Because it's literally one of those, just sort of like one of the songs that's included in it is sort of like in the movie. It's reported as being sort of like, you know, distinctly racist, and I'm just thinking if this one, because I've not seen it. I've not seen this African Tears video, but yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and have a gander, I reckon.
I wouldn't go as far as saying it's racist, but it's certainly fucking offensive. 100%. Yeah, I wouldn't call it racist. It's risque at least. Definitely risque. But it's worth. Maybe if you've got the DVD to go and have a look at the special features just to see the song. Yeah. It's probably the most risque and probably the funniest part, if I'm honest.
Well, speaking of risque, for episode 3, we start outside Jerry's office, which is looking very burnt from the outside still.
Yeah, it's very well done.
But we see a brass plate reading Jerry St. Clair, licensee, and we can hear Brian through the door. As it cuts to Brian behind his desk on the phone. Got the receiver tucked under his chin, hands free.
Oh yeah. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, straight up. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I've got an actual prop for this. Yep, keep going. Straight up. Yeah.
You should see what we're seeing.
That's right. And we're directly up the up the road on the left, love. Yeah. 100 yards. Yeah, just past the dry cleaners. Yeah.
We've got throwing back the curtain slightly. We can see each other on webcam. And Lewis did it literally. Me and Coxie are looking at it. The way the webcam's actually set up was scene for scene fucking spot on.
Very good. I tip my hat to you, sir.
Yeah, it was like cut off just above the waist, and you just see like Potter's hands below the camera shot under the table, and you can just see him sort of like
rubbing something.
Yeah, there's a very famous meme, like GIF or whatever you have to pronounce it, where there's a guy, and he's stood next to, I don't know if it's a baseball field or whatever, and he's got the big bell, and he's ringing the bell inside. It looks like that makes it something very similar to that. Sort of like looking at you thinking, dirty bastard. But it's something completely innocent.
It does actually mention in the script, it says he's got the receiver tucked under his chin, that it says he appears to be masturbating.
It's actually in the fucking script.
And then the line starts with straight up, keep going, yeah, keep going. Oh yeah. But then Ray Von sticks his head round the door. Mr. Pop.
We should probably mention as well that the thing he's been rubbing under his desk is glasses.
Oh yeah, we've not even mentioned that, have we?
just leave it to imagination.
There's a reason why it says in the script appears to be masturbating.
Yes. He's polishing something, but it's just not. It's not his trumpet. It's his glasses.
Well, he does have those massive forearms.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was for hanging on to goats. You got to hang on and persevere. Remember.
Well, so Ray Von sticks his head around the door as Brian says, "Can you not knock?" Depends, you got a minute, I want to show you something. As Brian says, Jesus, I've just sat down.
Oh, God. This is a minute in, and we've lost it already. It's a minute in. Not even a minute in.
Ray Vaughan's pushing Brian. We come to a stop outside the club. And there's what do you want to show me? Oh, this. Speed trap. Who put that there? Hey.
What do you do on a speed trap?
I'm in a wheelchair, so it's not a problem.
You slow down.
Yeah, it's like multiple cars come past the club, but they're driving too fast to know that it's there. So they see the speed trap, slow right down, hit the pressure point, and that activates a sign. What sign? Like Kenny Jr.?
Oh, there's a bit of a tidbit actually for that sign on the commentary. Because when they were filming, they were there for a little while because someone was waiting for cars and what have you. A fucking funeral procession went past the club. An actual funeral procession went past the club. And apparently, Peter Kay said they couldn't get the cameras set up quick enough because if they could have got their reaction, he would have fucking used it. It was like, Jesus Christ.
To be honest with you, that is just sort of like situational comedy, just falling right into your lap.
Absolutely.
And it's just a shame. It's a shame in my eyes that, they didn't have like recording equipment set up in time, because I think it would have made the next scene, like after the credits, like that much more funnier.
Oh, fucking right, it would have done. But there's a funny thing, actually. There is another thing that I noticed. It's not in commentary, it's not mentioned or anything. It's just the way I notice shit. If you notice, before the credits start, if you look down the road, there's a grey car parked up. And after we come back after the credits, because after we set it up and what have you, you guys a demo and what have you, we go straight into the credits because you see them waiting. After the credits, we come back. And down the road, the cars have completely changed. And coming down, the car that hits the pressure pad was the car that was parked up before the credits started. So clearly, someone on the crew owned the car. Just thought we'll just use your car, save a few quid.
Well, so we cut back to the young Kenny pulls the blanket down, and we get a sign that says, "Congratulations, welcome to the Phoenix Club. Turn right and pull off into paradise." As Brian says, "Oh yes, I like that.
I like that."
It's not White at Lamppost, is it?
This is a throwback to the first episode of season 1, where Ray-Von, the lights failed and Ray-Von wired the club up to the lamppost.
So now I see the sign and pull into the car park. All we got to do is wait for a car. As Brian's just going, yeah. There's like the looking around. There's nothing about it at all. Then we get the opening credits.
Hey! And then on the commentary, Peter Kay puts lyrics to the song, so I can't remember.
It's something like, "Come and join the Phoenix Nights. Come and join the Phoenix."
He says the words "nights" twice.
Yeah, it's "Come and join the Phoenix Nights."
Yeah. I think Paddy joins in on the last nights, at least. I know that, so.
So then they're still waiting. They're back with them, still waiting outside. They finally see a car. Ray-Von's face lights up, and he says, "Here's one now."
Oh,
and
God.
Brian says, "Thank God for that. I'm going away in June."
But obviously they've been waiting a while as well, because young Kenny's there rubbing his hands together like he's freezing. He's like, oh. Well, you can hear that over the microphone, but you can actually hear that. Sort of like, that's what he's doing. They're all freezing, huddling, sort of like getting together because of cold. And he's like, oh, there's a guy coming! Sort of thing. Turns the corner, goes over, and it's like, and they're all beckoning towards the guy. The guy's like, come on, he's taking the bait. And the guy just looks over and goes, Jesus Christ, and then just puts his foot down.
And then Brian turns to Ray-Von, who's like, "Oh yeah, Ray, I don't know how we're going to contain them all in this small little car park that we've got."
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to fit them in.
So then we cut to the Ceruleum as Max and Paddy are on the sunbeds. As we can hear Club Tropicana by Wham.
Wonder how much that cost them.
Enough.
That's probably why they couldn't get the Blondie song on the last episode. Or the episode before that, even.
So they're both sort of agreeing, like Paddy saying, "This is the life." As they get the song gets interrupted by the sound of a tannoy. With Holy Mary, "Oh, number 2, your food's ready."
Oh, that's us.
There's the guys going up, like,
cover your arse up, man.
Yeah, Paddy's, let's say, Max is lying on his back, sort of like, world's hairiest chest. Underneath one sunbed. And on the other side, Paddy's lying face down with his arse in the air.
Arse literally hanging out.
Yeah, literally, there's nothing covering. He's strategically got his legs so you can't see cock and balls. Just his arse, thank fuck. But there's a little big thing on commentary that they mentioned saying that that Paddy's arse is actually CGI. He doesn't actually have a crack in his arse.
So then when the Tony Knowles suite, we get regulars playing snooker. A side door Max Ceruleum opens.
Ceruleum, aye.
As Max and Paddy exit wearing La Ponderosa Blackpool robes and flip-flops.
Straight up robbed. But he's actually spelt it the way Jim Bowen actually spoke the word.
Got Ceruleum?
Ceruleum, yeah.
That's another thing that I miss from, like, not being recorded. It's not being here to record the first episode. What happened to your legs? What happened to your hair? It were bald. It were bald last time I saw it.
Yeah, sadly you missed the Bowen. Oh dear. You missed the Bowen. And apparently on season 2, on the outtakes, there's a massive gag reel of Bowen stuff. Massive gag yeah. Yeah. This is why these special features need their own episode each.
Well, it's interesting that you talk about outtakes. In fact, we'll get up to it a little bit more because there's a little bit of dialogue between Max and Paddy we should probably mention because they don't get too much screen time in this episode.
No, they don't actually. There isn't much at all. It's more all Brian, isn't it? Mostly this episode. It's a Brian heavy episode.
Yeah. It's like Max makes the I think it's Paddy makes the comment of just sort of like girls like a brown arse, Max. It's like I don't really know. Coxie, you've got the script because I've only
Max. Paddy says, Max, women like a brown arse. And Max says, I've never had a brown arse. But then he says, you never had any women. So we then they arrive at the bar area, but it's like decked out like a cafe, but there's still like the TV in that with a few regulars. Yeah,
it's decked out like a greasy spoon, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like pretty much every single pub in the UK is going to be pretty soon.
So there's men in the club like going, look at these two, get some clothes on, and then Max like, you never know how many women I've loved and lost.
One.
then Paddy says, where do you take him? Where do you take him back to? Your mum's? Max says, I've got the Volvo.
I missed that line. You can just imagine it. He forgets his keys. He accidentally knocks the car. He's taking the woman back. Get back, you bastard!
So then we cut to Joyce serving behind the bar. She's pretending to pull a pint. It's just as topping up a pint with a bottle of beer.
Balls to the brewery.
Balls to the brewery. It reminds me when there was little bottles. I'm a saddo. I watched Le Mans 24 Hours. I watched the whole thing, and every single year I get them little tiny stubby bottles. Every year. Because I can't be in France or buy something that imitates French beer. So, again, I just thought I could imagine that, just like 2 bottles in a pint. But then I realised the price. I thought, fuck me, I want to go back 20 years.
Well, considering, as she said to the guy, she said, "They are, my darling," gives me a pint. 120, please.
I was like, I want to go back 20 years. But I'll go back when we used to go to Wetherspoons and we used to get a pint of Coors Light for like £1.50. I was like, yeah, I want that. I want them again.
Well, me and the delivery man used to go when we were like 17, 18. We used to go to on a Monday. Because it was like they had the Monday club, so you get like a pint of Foster's for like 150 or 160 or something. So that'd be me done for at night.
Was that the Wetherspoons South Shore?
No, it was St Anne's.
Ah. See, I used to go to the rum part of Blackpool and get mine there. That's probably why the beer was so cheap. Probably watered down with piss, probably.
More likely.
More likely, yeah. They just siphoned it off from the urinals.
So then she looks over at Max and Paddy. She's like, get some clothes on. But as Max says, we're in the ceruleum.
We're in the ceruleum. And this here is where the little outtake section comes in. Because there's a little bit where Kenny Senior's at the bar having food himself, and he literally takes a bite out of his burger and is just like, ugh! Tastes like all shit, that. I've tasted all shit. And Paddy goes, you talk shit. And this entire sort of like, well, the beginning of that scene, like literally in the outtakes, every time Kenny Senior goes, ugh! It literally just cracks Peter Kay and Paddy-mcguinness up that much.
It's a bit where he says something like, he says that tastes like horse shit, and then Paddy sort of goes to say it and fumbles his line or something. He's like, I'm sure there's a bit where he ends up looking at Peter. He looks at Peter and he's like, what the fuck's my line again? Because he's just laughing that much.
I think there is one, and I think there's something similar where he jumps the gun.
Yeah.
Possibly. It rings a bell.
But it's literally the different levels of going, ooh! That fucking cracks them. Like the proper, like...
So then Max takes a bite as well, and we find out they're stone cold, these. What's going on?
The store bastard cold, these chips. What are they doing back there?
So then, funnily enough, though, we cut to the kitchen, as it actually says in the script, the Stowaways.
Hey, there's 2 Lewises in there.
Are stir-frying frozen chips. They've got baguettes and salad already on the side, as Holy Mary Figgy enters. No, you don't stir-fry chips.
No wonder they're cold. You don't stir-fry chips. And they're looking at her blankly like... She just goes, no. And they go, no.
They get somewhat look like excited. They start nodding and bouncing and sort of carry on what they're doing, but at a high pace. Like, no. And I was like, no. You can't. It's hard to do over audio, but it's... They're like, they think that she's complimenting them.
Yeah, they think they think it's a positive.
Yeah, they think it's a positive that they're doing the right thing. Obviously not. I think we just cut away from there, don't we? I can't remember anything else happening in the kitchen.
Yeah, we go straight into Brian's office. Well, yes. Jerry's office. As he's on the phone opening some letters and that, and he's got an envelope addressed to Jerry St. Clair. And it reads, Hafiz Cash and Carry. Yeah. Then he's on the phone, so he's like, yeah, hello, Frank, it's Brian. How are you, you old bugger? How's Blackpool? Have you still got Potter? Brian Potter. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not bad, not free bad.
Not free bad.
No, everything's going now. Everything's up and running, yeah. Yeah, we've been open out, everything's... What? No, I took your advice. Balls to Brewery. Balls to him.
Balls to Brewery.
Yeah, I sent Dorman to France on the booze run. Oh, yeah. Oh, they got plenty. Got 2 stowaways and all. Yeah, fell off the back of a lorry, so he did. I don't know where they're from. They can't speak a word of English.
Not got me in the kitchen.
I mean, hell no. I've got them working in kitchens down in the Keep. So then we get a knock on the door. Delivery lad walks in. Jerry St. Clair. Brian clicks his fingers as signs it as actual Jerry St. Clair. But you know what it is? I've got Jerry running the show. Well, he thinks he is.
Yeah.
I just love that. He's just sort of like, he's signing for this delivery, passing himself off as Jerry St. Clair, and he's literally just there, just going, oh, yeah, I've got Jerry in charge. Well, he thinks he's in charge. I would have loved sort of like a shot of the delivery man just sort of like be going,
He just doesn't give a shit. He just says it in front of him, doesn't he?
Well, to be fair, I've had delivery drivers though before when I've been doing deliveries and stuff for old jobs, and I've said like, "Oh, do you want me to sign it?" He's like, "Yeah, mate, just put your name down there." And he's one time just didn't give a shit. And he goes, "What really?" He's like, "Fucking Mickey Mouse for all I care."
See, as long as it's marked as delivered, they don't give a fuck, do they? So.
Yeah.
While that whole conversation's going on as well, you can't help but bring your attention to the. I've run out of drink because normally you get the celebrity cameo sort of section here where you have to have a drink. Last time it was like Bob Carroll G's. For some reason, it's sort of gone from Bob Carroll G's to Cannon and Ball, because there's a big picture of Cannon and Ball just over Brian's shoulder, over here somewhere, and. Yeah, there was a little bit of mention of it on the commentary. They were saying about having the side pictures. Of that, actually, we did actually have the real Cannon and Ball. That's not a picture frame; it's a window. We just got to stand there, perfectly still.
It's funny how one of them looks like Eric as well, but
yeah. But yeah, Cannon and Ball's in this episode.
So then we see Jerry Sinclair driving along. He's singing along to Lovely Day by Bill Withers while he's drinking a cup of Nescafe that he's evidently bought from a nearby, probably like Harry Haroon's news agent or something.
Paddy-mcguinness points out there's no coffee in that cup. I love it how there's blatantly no coffee in that cup.
So he leans over, turns the radio up, as he's coming around the corner, he sees the speed trap and brakes.
Yeah, just slams on.
Drops forward, drops his coffee, and then
yeah, horn's just. It's like he's just fell on the horn. He's busted his nose, but for some reason he can't remove himself off his steering wheel. Just lied there on top of it.
So then in the Tony Knowles suite, we've got Jerry sitting in the bar with a busted nose and cotton wool up both nostrils as Holy Mary's cleaning him up.
Oh, poor dear. Shut up, me girl.
Should have had your seatbelt on.
I did have my seatbelt on.
Expecting a speed trap in the middle of the road. Who put that there? Ray Vaughan, he's trying to get more people in. Who where? Casualty.
Casualty.
Then as he notices Jerry's wet crotch from the coffee, you pissed yourself.
It's coffee, man.
Why don't you stop him? Me? Stop him? You're licensee, you stop him. Am I? Am I the licensee, though? I am when it suits you.
I can see what's going on here.
But at that point, when you start talking about that if he's a licensee or not, he takes a tablet. But then as he's going through his like more spiel of, you know what it means? You know what's going on here? He's taking even more tablets.
Yeah.
You're running this place, not me. I'm just a puppeteer. Puppeteer? Do you do kids' parties? You're paranoid. That's it. I'll look at you. Those drugs you're on. No wonder your bladder's caved in. You smacked up to your tits.
It's the perfect shade, though. It proper looks like piss, doesn't it? That's the thing.
Herbal medication, Brian. I've told you before. This is not my camera out of kilter. I've got to rebalance my yin and yang. What are they? Singing pigs?
That's Kinky Perky.
Oh, that's Kinky Perky.
Well, then Joyce pops her head round and says, "Hey, there's a lad to see you here for the bar job."
Mm-hmm.
As Brian goes to make a move, and Jerry stops him. Whoa, where are you going? Going to see the lad. Oh, it won't take two of us. Remember, Brian, I'm licensee. As Brian sort of goes all child. So then we see Jerry sat in the Galaxy Lounge, cotton wool still up his nose. right, come here, son. I'm Jerry Sinclair, licensee.
It's proper nasally as well. It's like, how you doing there, son? I'm Jerry Sinclair, licensee.
As we see Spencer walk in.
Hey, played by Daniel Kitson. Yeah.
The musical fame.
Yes. Oh, dear.
Excuse me, sir. Can you put your phone away, please?
Oh. But yeah, I've got a little bit of a tidbit on this. Now, I don't know how common knowledge this is. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a bit of animosity between Peter Kay and Kitson after all this happened. So, yeah, on the commentary, they refer to him as that bastard. Basically, Peter Kay goes it, and they mention it, saying that apparently, they don't really mention anything about it. They say he's talented, and he's one of the most naturally funny people they've ever met. But it's apparently, according to Paddy brings it up, the guy that plays Kenny Sr. brings it up, Peter Kay himself brings it up, said that Daniel Kitson said that the Phoenix Nights is the thing that he's least proud of in his career. In many things. And I found in that, I thought, oh, that's quite surprising. I didn't know there was any animosity. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did a little bit of research, and I found like a little bit of an interview that he did with The Guardian. Daniel Kitson did with The Guardian.
Yeah.
I'll just read a bit of it off. It says that Kitson had a 2 career-defining experience, starring as a recurring character Spencer, the barman, in the Peter Kay sitcom Phoenix Nights, and winning the 2002 Perrier. He is comfortable with neither and has publicly disowned Phoenix Nights, branding it lazy and racist. Kay, for his part, has pixelated Kitson out of DVDs. So he's actually pixelated Spencer out.
Right.
And refers to him as a bastard on commentary. So, what is it? Bastard commentary. The Perrier Award, meanwhile, prompted a personal crisis. For several years, Kitson seemed ashamed of having won it and was afraid of the mainstream success that it and Phoenix Nights promised. So basically, what he did was he publicly shit on Peter Kay for basically what he thought of Phoenix Nights, hence the animosity on commentary. And they don't really mention anything about Spencer's character. They just bring up what the actor did.
So what's the what date did that interview come out then?
I didn't get the date, I'm afraid. I'm assuming it's after. Just bear with me. I'll see if I can find it. Guardian. Is this it?
See, to me, that seems like I realise there's only sort of like bits and pieces of that story, but it seems to me as if, like, from the role that he had as Spencer, he was just expecting this, like, great big massive, you know, the overload of, like, job offers would just start flowing after he appeared, you know, on Phoenix Nights. And because he hasn't got the opportunities that he thought he would get, I don't know, he just has sort of like a maybe an animosity, maybe sort of like, you know, oh, I was promised sort of like, you know, the big time for appearing in this series and, you know, it never happened. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just speculating, to be honest with you, but
yeah,
that's what it comes across to me.
See, I can't find the actual interview now. I'm looking for it. I'm just looking.
I've got one here from The Guardian, which was 2012.
I'm not sure. It could be 20. Oh, here we go. Yeah, I found it. It is from Sunday the 5th of August 2012.
Yeah.
But I think it's been mentioned a few times prior to that. Obviously, he must have gone public and said he was least proud of it and called Peter Kay he basically called Peter Kay a fucking racist, essentially.
Well, I can think of so many more sitcoms that have been infinitely more offensive than Phoenix Nights has been.
Well, this is it. I mean, this is like I thought the conversation would come to us. It's like, it depends on what's okay now. At the time when it was filmed, and that's why it came out. For example, nowadays you wouldn't be able to get away with Germany Nazi jokes, but Fawlty Towers did that in the late 70s, whenever it was filmed.
Mm-hmm.
They did it then. It was okay to do that then. You won't be able to do that now, though.
I think that, was it Daniel Kitson, the actor?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think he just doesn't like Peter Kay. And that's the reason why he's just come out with all of this stuff. Because the only drama I heard sort of like behind the scenes with like Phoenix is I think it was Dave Spikey who plays Jerry St. Clair.
Yes,
Yeah.
There was sort of like there was a little bit of an interview sort of like recently about like, you know, possibly doing a reboot of Phoenix Nights, and Dave Spikey just basically said that he wouldn't want to.
I was just reading on Digital Spy then on a forum from like years ago. Someone was saying about it and like how Peter Kay pretty much took all the credit for it, and they all fell out because like it started off as Phoenix Nights, but on DVDs and stuff, it came out as Peter Kay's Phoenix Nights. So
I'll have to have a look at that on my DVD upstairs when we finish up. But yeah, I think it is Peter Kay's Phoenix Nights on there. But at the same time, if you look on the back, it's got the characters, and all the credits for them are actually on the back of the DVD, on the box. So you don't actually have to look that far to people to get the recognition, and you can see who's actually in it. So I don't know, it's a weird one that. But yeah, to me, that Daniel Kitson just sounds bitter because he didn't do that much in the mainstream after that. But Peter Kay obviously got the job offers left, right, and centre after Phoenix Nights because it was his big break. Mm-hmm. So it seems
it might be one of them. They might have tried to stereocast him as like a sort of Spencer type character every time, because like I know.
Yeah. It's this. Yeah, because it's always that case with sort of like, you know, actors like me watching like old school Doctor Who, when you've had like certain people playing the Doctor who only play it for a short amount of time because they're worried about being typecasted, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, like, because Clinton Baptiste is still like doing live shows and podcasts and all sorts even now. So,
well, this is it. Some people like go, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do X, Y, and Z. Like, look at Elijah Wood. He was typecast for fucking years, doing the same sorts of roles, and then did Green Street as a change.
Yeah.
You know, and then the next thing you know, he's in fucking Sin City and things like that. Completely different.
You could probably say the same thing about like Keanu Reeves as well. Because he was very much sort of like typecast for years, and then he did John Wick, and you know, his career is, I'd say, sort of like flourished a little bit more than it probably would had he not taken that role.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But like I say, some people, like I said, they don't want to be typecast, and they want to do a variety of different things. But some people want to be typecast and make a fucking career out of it. I mean, look at someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger. He did basically the same role for fucking everything. I'm the big jacked up guy that shoots people in the face. Occasional comedy. You know? that was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger in the fucking 80s, definitely. And then he toned it down a bit in the 90s and did a bit of comedy because he was mates with Danny DeVito. So it's one of them. He made a name out of being typecast. You know, Nicolas Cage being typecast as a fucking lunatic, or just being Nick Cage.
Yeah,
you know,
you be you, Nick Cage. Sort of
you be you. We'll right round you.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the episode.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you got to sit down there. It's Spencer, isn't it? That's right. Never forget a face. Spencer for hire, and may I suggest that you remove the situation vacant sign in the window and replace it with one that reads situation full. I'm your man.
And Jerry just gives a very unconvincing, oh, right. Just goes to write something down on his piece of paper.
He's so good as Spencer in this, though, Daniel Kitson. He's so good in it. This is the thing. He's amazing in it. And even throughout the animosity that's on the commentary, it's actually acknowledged he's really fucking good. They say, you know, all things considered, he was fucking great. You know.
Well, tell me, Spencer, have you had any previous experience with bar work? Oh, yes, you name it. Not only have I seen the film Cocktail 6 times, I was once also an innkeeper. Really? Yes. Where was that? In Bethlehem. In St. Peter and Paul's groundbreaking production of the Nativity. Not only did I give Mary and Joseph a room at the inn, en suite, with full English, in the lovely view of Galilee.
Sounds like a fucking hotel on the prom, doesn't it? I threw in the solarium, jacuzzi in full English at Sea View.
We're back in the Tony Knowles suite. Kenny Sr. takes a pair of women's reading glasses from a mannequin in the bar.
The Phoenix glasses, apparently.
That actually says, Phoenix Club glasses, please return.
Yeah. For some reason, it's got a foam head like Al Snow used to have.
Yeah.
But with 3 darts shoved in the top for no apparent reason. And it's not explained why.
Then we see Holy Mary polishing a photograph of Tony Knowles on the wall. A plaque underneath reads, the Tony Knowles suite. As Brian says to her, that's it, shine him up. They don't make many men like TK anymore. He broke 1 million hearts on and off the table.
1,000,001. And she kisses her hand and touches the picture. And there's a little bit of a tidbit that the actual, is it Tony Knowles?
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually was on the set. He was actually there.
Right.
Because he found it dead hard to find it because he wanted the picture of Tony Knowles. It was actually from the get-go, that's what they wanted.
Right.
And they couldn't get a picture of Tony Knowles for love nor money. They couldn't find one. So I'm assuming, because I don't think they mentioned it, but I think they must have got in touch with Tony Knowles, told him to come and bring a picture with him.
Unless they got a picture on the day and just sort of like got some rapidly printed it off.
Probably, yeah. More than likely. But yeah, the actual guy was there. And Kenny Sr. played up to character and went, yeah, I beat him at snooker that day. Unfortunately, I beat
him. young Kenny enters the room carrying some step ladders, climbs up and down some new step ladders on the ceiling as Brian watches him.
Brian's like, what have I told you about putting shit on my wall? It's like, Jerry likes it. It's like, oh yeah, I bet he would.
Well, he actually calls him Tiger Woods because of the face paint.
Yeah. Where you go with that, Tiger Woods?
Then Kenny Sr. walks over. Hey, look at this. Them Perry's taking that full-page ad. As Brian said, he's what? The shit house.
Doesn't young Kenny just be like, oh yeah, it's a good ad, that? And Brian just flicks the V's in.
Yeah.
Well, Kenny Sr. starts reading it. So it's the Banana Grove. Come and lose yourself in our new Bermuda Triangle suite. Top Jewish tribute act, Rabbi Williams. Yeah, young Kenny, he's good, him. Forget the rest. The second best. The Banana Grove beats the rest.
It's Brian rest with beast.
It breaks me every time, and I don't know why. Fucking Rabbi Williams. I've just got visions of him dressed up as a full-on rabbi, just singing "Will It Be Entertain You."
I pay for it, and then we hear a car screech as we hear that it's the Phoenix Club.
Turn right, pull off into paradise. And Rayvon goes, looks out the window, and Brian's like, anything? He comes back, it's like shaking his head.
No.
So then we're back in the Galaxy Lounge with Jerry and Spencer still doing the interview. As these references, are they? Yeah. Dear Mr. St. Clair, Spencer would be great behind the bar. That's from my mum, that one. My old woodwork teacher, Mr. Haroon, he said, Spencer will definitely end up behind the bar. Says bars this, son. Someone's crossed the S off. Have they?
Yeah, bars.
Says bars this.
Yeah, while Spencer's just sort of like, oh, is it? He's like sat like back with his arms folded, just like, oh, really?
His glasses are at a fucking angle like this, taped up in the corner. His glasses are like 45 degrees across his face. So he's like, one side of his right hand side, his eyes is at the bottom of his lens, and then his left side, the eyes are at the top of the lens. It's that far out. His glasses are proper taped up. It's the right fucking state.
So then we're in the Tony Knowles suite. You got Brian Ravon, young Kenny, and Kenny Senior sat watching TV. The two stowaways enter carrying food for Brian, speaking in their own language.
Who Brian calls Ant and Deck.
Here they go. Come on, I'm ready for this. And they walk straight past him. Whoa. I'm over here.
Over here.
I haven't got a clue, have they? I haven't got a clue. You know. But he says, I'll have a black milkshake and pound of piss. See? Nothing.
Oh no!
He takes the top off the takes the top of the bun off his chip butty. And he's like, bloody hell! Look at me, my chips are bloody cremated. Look at that.
Mummy sticks. He's called some mummy sticks for some reason.
Like mummy's dicks.
Mummy sticks.
Who's like
Then we hear a voiceover for the trailer for Crimetime as we get the brutal assault of a Birmingham pensioner. Have you seen this man? Police probe leads girl snatch.
Everywhere.
Now reading this second one, it's thrown me a bit. Police probe leads girl snatch.
Yeah. It was like the intro. It was like, you know, when you have like newspaper articles and you sort of like have the big headline where it's sort of like it's a sentence but not a sentence because they've got to try and fit it in. That's how he said it to try and grab your attention. But it's meant to sound rude that way because he's trying to make it sound like a newspaper headline. They go, what?
A violent armed robbery of a high street jeweller's. Does any of this ring a bell? As we see the exterior shot of the jeweller's advertising the phone number and stuff, as Ray Vaughn said, that's very clever.
Yeah. Big 40% off sale.
Well, it's blatant advertising, isn't it? Jeweller gets robbed, he knows the insurance is going to pay him out, because he gets Crimetime in to film reconstruction. He gets free publicity on national television. It doesn't cost him a penny.
So they do the reconstruction, don't they?
Yeah, but then we get graphic comes on screen, saying it's on tonight at 9:00. Then we're back in the Galaxy Lounge with Jerry saying to Spencer, "What made you apply for this job?" The DSS. And why do you think I should give it to you? Because it'll be the DSS that pay my wages, and it won't cost you a penny. Really?
Really?
Yeah. When can you start?
Well,
Phoenix. Great.
So yeah, he wasn't going to hire. Says, "Oh, don't cost me a penny. Have the job. Have it now."
So then we're back in the Tony Knowles suite. Kenny Senior's telling a story, mapping out with Brian's burnt chips and salad. Young Kenny to him as Ray Vaughn's watching TV. As Brian's with, hang on, that's it. That's bloody it. Talk about wood for trees, that's what we'll do. We'll get the crime team in, the TV boys or whatever they are. They can reconstruct us. Reconstruct what? Us burning down, the club burning down, night of the fire. Think of the publicity. They must get 100 million viewers, say.
Oh dear.
So then, of course, sort of Brian's plans revealed if we can catch Den Perry.
Oh yeah, we'll get
Kenny
two birds, one
stone. Why do they want to come here? Because we're unsolved crime Poirot. The Joe Public, he loves a good mystery place.
Well, we get enough of him.
Let's tell Jerry this.
I don't know how I think of them, and it just got some shot of Ray Bonnie. He's like freaking out, just has a swig of his pint.
And that's the end of part 1.
Yeah. I thought I'd leave it to you, the professionals, to do the jingle there. I've tried. I've had my chance for the last 3 episodes, and I've ruined it every time. So I thought I'm about to take a step back. Pros are back.
So we come back with part 2. It's we're on the main road as we see a white van approaching the club with Crimetime, TV's Crime Crusaders on the side.
Yeah.
They hit the speed trap and set off the sign.
It hits the pressure pad.
Yeah.
Then we cut to see the van. We cut to see the van pulling into the car park with lights, trainers, catering, all camped up in the car park. As we get the director, Chris gets out, and a crew member points him towards Brian. Cut to Brian, who's in his Sunday best. Telling a Sparky to angle his light on the Phoenix Club sign. Get on the sign! On the sign!
I don't get why, but the red dicky bow always makes me giggle every time. I have absolutely no idea why. It's just like, well, for all the things you could wear, red dicky bow. Don't know why. It just tickles me. I'm weird.
So Brian's saying, turn it up, put it on the sign, on the side, pointing to the sign. And the crew's just like, all right, mate, whatever. So Brian, to the sign, there you are. What is it? And the crew has said, 2K. UK? Put on the sign, that's what you want. As then the director, Chris, walks over. Mr. Potter? Yeah. I'm Chris, the director. We spoke on the phone. Oh, yeah? I thought you were a girl.
Oh, dear.
But then we get, well, there you go, here we are. This is the Phoenix, burnt but not beaten, singed but not. Come on, I'll show you where they found the first body.
Oh, no.
So then we get Brian, Chris, and the first assistant director walking down the foyer as an elderly man who's dressed exactly like Brian in the same gear with the red bow tie and that wheeling towards him.
Whoa, who's that?
As Kenny Senior said, it's been all hands on deck. We've rebuilt it from nothing, you know.
Hands on deck.
And then Brian sees a lookalike with, whoa, who's he? Oh, that's Tom, he's an actor. He'll be playing you. He'll be playing me. I'll be playing me. Go on, get up. Off you get.
He just gets out the wheelchair.
Yeah.
I don't know why it tickles me that. He's an actor. He's not supposed to be exactly like Peter Kay, but he just gets up, walks off, and starts complaining. I don't know why.
So Tom, the actor, stands up and walks off. As Chris says, Mr. Potter, have you ever worked in TV before? Well, I worked in TV. Wow. Oh, Mr. TV Pele, you name it, I've done it. Band of Gold, Queer as Folk. Play one of the folk. You just shout cut and I'll do the rest.
Fucking Band of Gold, that's going back, isn't it? Jesus.
So then we're in the Phoenix Club, it's the evening, as we hear camera rolling. Slate 41, take 1. And action. As Brian's sort of wheeling through like there's only about 5 people in the club.
Yeah.
We were busy in this, we were full. Talent trap, man.
Business night of the year. So we cut together. There's like literally 3 more people.
we get Ravon and Anton Deck stood there in shell suits wearing flat caps.
Please tell me that's written down in the script. They're called Anton Deck.
It's got them here as the Stowaways, but I'm guessing in later scripts they probably will be Anton Deck. So then Brian's wheeling past him. Good evening. And they answer Brian in Chinese.
Can we just not brush over the fact that they're fucking wearing the world's worst shell suits?
There's a picture.
There you go. The most early 90s tracksuits you can ever imagine. They are fucking awful.
So then they answer Brian in Chinese. We get cut. Brian's like, what? Booming? What's booming? Booming. We were booming, but you can't tell, can you? No figure in. Keep saying, where's the extras you promised us? Say it again, son. Someone sneezes as he calls action.
Oh.
Bless you. You got a sneeze in here. Sorry, cut. As we then cut outside, we see Max and Paddy in high vises with TV crew written on them. Baseball cap saying Crimetime as seen on TV.
Fucking walkie-talkie. It's headsets all over again.
Paddy's showing Max the walkie-talkie. He said, push that in. Don't put your thumb over that. Can you hear me? I can. I'm stood outside of you.
I can't. I'm right next to you. No, but can you hear me through this? Can you hear me, Patrick? I think this is the bit where it cuts back to the Galaxy Lounge. Director goes over to the walkie-talkie. He's like, "Quiet, please." It cuts back to the front door. Max goes, "Everyone quiet, please." And the director goes, "Going for a take." And Max goes, "We're going for a take." And the director goes, "Who is this?" And Max goes, "Who's this?" And the director goes, "What channel are you on?" And Max just takes like a second to think, and he goes, "ITV."
Well, Paddy's
I think.
Paddy's right next to him goes like, "Tell him."
ITV. ITV, I think.
So then we jump cut again. We got a clapboarding shot. Brian's gone past the Stowaways and approaches Marion. As we got Slate 41, take 7. Action. As Brian, good evening. And one of the cooks, hey yo. And then you see Rave on with his fag. Say, all right, Mr. Potter.
And he bows as well. He bows as well, much like Ant and Dec do.
Yes, he does. He just sort of like does a quarter bow, doesn't he? Sort of like.
Joyce is sat there. Good evening, Joyce. All right, Brian. We are busy tonight. As Brian puts on his poster. Well, we will be. We're the Phoenix Club, country's premier entertainment complex. We're Sir Liam. As Max on the outside. Let's get Potter.
Over the walkie-talkie again. Taxi for Potter, and it cuts back to the Galaxy Rounds, and Brian's literally there just going, "Oh, them two bloody pricks! I had that then.
I had it in the bag." She was like, "I had it in the bag."
But then you also get there's none of this on Bergerac. And we get the clapboard again. Brian's back in his position. Rave on the Stowaways are in position. He's rolling through the club. And then we get to also see Brian have his makeup done at one point. Oh, it's very therapeutic. Yeah. You touched me on Taggart, you know. I played a drugs baron. So then the first assistant is saying, "That's understood, thank you." He says, "Can we go?" He says, "No, we're still waiting for Mr. Perry." Wait, what? Wait on who? Mr. Perry. Den Perry? Yeah.
Bloody hell, don't have him in here. He's the one that caused the bloody blaze.
As he walks in, cigar in hand. Right, where do you want me?
Your Den Perry is on point, by the way. So we've got Boris Johnson on one side, and we've got Den Perry on the other.
Careful now.
You've got a nerve showing your face around there, Perry. Bloody damn cheek. Always glad to be out, Brian. You know me. Now, do you know your lines? Do you know my lines, do I? Just watch. I'll let you off the bloody screen. But what's your motivation?
I've got plenty of motivation.
What's I've got plenty of motivation, fat boy. Yes. To see you in jail biting a pillow and deep wink. As we get the director Chris once again calling for action. Slate 43, take 1 as Brian. He did it! He's in there! He sent the club down, that's who you want him.
Oh, I can't do it. I'm going to be trailer. He's got a trailer!
So then we're back in the Galaxy Lounge as Brian's formulated a plan. It has got young Kenny, in foundation face this time, looking a bit like Meatloaf.
What's that? He said, what's that? Foundation.
Foundation.
Shoes? Michael Jackson's.
We've got Holy Mary, Joy, Spencer, Ravon, the two Stowaways. Things are going well. We're not advertising enough. We've got to blatantly advertise. Sell, the Phoenix. As
they all sort of like, right, okay. And it's like Spencer and one of the Stowaways. They've done the sort of like, put your hands in. So if you go on three, 1, 2, 3, break. they're literally just there with their hands on top of each other, and they're just looking around, just sort of.
Everyone's
right. Yes.
But then, so we cut to Chris, who's saying, "Get it up," as Brian says, "Get what up? What? Get what up? The sign, the bloody sign. What sign? What's he on about?" As Den and Brian are in the positions at the bar, we see Spencer and Holy Mary. Spencer with the customer drinking a pint of beer. Right, so remember, you're just watching the show and listening to the music. Slate 44, take 1. As we see Spencer, Holy Mary in the background serving Spencer. And there you go. Oh, thank you. That is a lovely, silky smooth pint. Oh, and here's your change, madam. Oh, thank you. Oh, no, you've given me too much change. Surely that cannot be right. Well, this is the Phoenix Club, madam.
Not on commentary. They actually say that Daniel Kitson was actually fucking brilliant at this point here. He actually does a really good performance still when they're doing the pint, what have you. Yeah. But as they're doing it, Paddy goes, "Do you know what I've heard? I heard that, he said that Phoenix Nights was it was the thing that he was least proud of that he ever did. Just bringing it back up again." And I think it's Kenny, the guy that played Kenny Sr., just literally in the background, just as he's finishing, he says, "Shit house." Oh, great. Oh, that's it. Peter Kay calls him like an ungrateful bastard. It's like, Jesus Christ, there's proper, like, feelings there.
Proper animosity.
Yeah.
So the director calls cut as Brian's trying to tell him that's apparently exactly how it happened.
That's how it happens every night.
We then see Jerry enter the Galaxy Land wearing leather pants with his hair back.
Fucking hell. Like a pearlescent cummerbund. It looks fucking awful.
As he walks in and says, "Right, Chris, where do you want me?" As Brian turns to look at him, "You dyed your hair, you've gone permanently maroon."
Dad wants his pants
or
back.
prematurely maroon, even.
Was it his dad wants his pants back or something like that?
He says, "Oh, I like that. Leather pants. Go and get your dad, tell him he's on."
Oh, yeah, that's it.
So then we're in the Galaxy Lounge still. Jerry's on stage singing "Reach for the Stars" for S Club 7. Les Alanos are backing him as Jerry turns around to reveal on his back Jerry Sinclair, a compare of a hire and a mobile number. As Alan hits the side of his keyboard and we see an advert, Les Alanos, the best backing band in Clubland, and a mobile number, any tune, any place, anywhere. So the song reaches its climax as Noah's banner advertising the club rolls down, covering the stage and Jerry.
Yeah.
Two parts explode, cut to Chris and the crew standing like.
Oh, for fuck's
Brian's
sake.
there just going, "Hey, look at that!
Put that in your show.
Put that in your show, eh? Huh?"
The van screeches off as we track once again. "See you, son. We'll let you know if you find your crime time lights."
We find out what happened to them very shortly.
Brian asks, "Well, Jerry, do you think we exposed the club enough?" "Oh, aye. Well done, everyone."
A cracking job.
So then we're in the Tony Knowles suite again. Everyone's watching TV. Live on TV's Crime Time here on a poster.
Yeah.
Wednesday 21st, only £3.50 including buffet.
Yeah, I was going to say they're selling tickets to go watch it on the world's smallest TV.
It's only all bloody regular. It's only all staff anyway. So.
Yeah, it's just staff. It's only staff. There was a couple of regulars in the background, but mostly it was staff.
So then we get the presenter in the studio. "Your calls will be treated in the strictest confidence and lines are open till midnight. We'll bring you an update at 11 after an audience with Jockey Wilson."
And it's been presented like an old school version of like Crime Watch. Well, what we glossed over before, but I've just remembered now. When the van first arrived at the beginning of the second half of Phoenix Nights, when they turned up to start filming, there's actually like a remixed version of the Phoenix Nights theme, but done sort of like in the Crime Watch sort of style, which I thought was, I dig that.
Right.
Oh, it's to be fair.
Yeah, it's sort of like, if you remember the old theme tune to Crime Watch, it was done. It's sort of like, I don't know, I can't really do it, but it's like it's like they merged the two songs together.
Oh, right.
And it was bloody brilliant.
Mm.
So yeah, just listen back, you'll see what I mean.
Yeah, I laughed it.
So Ravon asks if it's on to get shushed by Max, and if we hear the presenter say, now we go back to November of last year, into the Phoenix Club in Bolton, as everyone cheers.
Yay!
With a grand final talent track, a night, someone claps. a fun and laughter, but a night that was to turn to tragedy. A mysterious blaze swept for the Phoenix Club, devastating it. The club's owner, Brian Potter, now takes up the story.
Then he comes on with like his name on the bottom, and everyone's like, "Hey!"
And there's that nice the fire.
He's still in his dicky bow as well.
Yeah, the same outfit he was wearing.
Yeah.
It wasn't an ordinary night, it was a grand final talent track. Most prestigious night in Clubland that we'd held concurrently for 3 years. As the reconstruction cuts to young Kenny in his foundation. Good evening, sir. Enjoy talent track at the Phoenix Club.
Well. Oh, he's pointing at the side.
Cut to young Kenny being interviewed on the blue screen as the caption reads, young Kenny, he's wearing a t-shirt that reads, Den Perry did it.
Yes.
And I noticed as well, he wasn't wearing as much foundation as he did during the actual sort of like, the Crimetime filming sequence in the club. Or it might have just been the lighting, and I couldn't really tell. But it didn't look as if he had too much foundation as he did during the film.
This is just sort of spitballing, but there was something that was brought up on commentary, which was good before, but I thought it's not really worth bringing up. But now you've mentioned it. Peter Kay said it would have been funnier with the foundation if you could actually see the tiger face paint underneath the foundation.
Yeah.
Maybe because maybe they've realised that, and when they filmed that section of it, right, we need to like lay off the foundation a bit and see if we can get that the tiger face paint to come through a bit.
Possibly.
Yeah. So yeah, they wanted the fans. So they thought in hindsight it would be funny if they could get a bit of that tiger face paint popping through from underneath the foundation. But obviously, yeah, it didn't happen. But that could be why. I don't know. It's just like I said, just an idea, judging by what I heard on the commentary.
So then, as young Kenny's been interviewed, I've been working at the club since that night. I've been on since 6 o'clock, but I haven't seen anything suspicious. As Brian wheels in, have you found anything suspicious? No. Very good.
He stood in the middle of it. He stood like obscuring a poster, and Brian's just sort of like, back it up a bit, back it up. Yeah. And I think like Max makes a comment of just sort of like of young Kenny. He's like, oh, look at that over there, Tony Green. And there's a thing with sort of like Peter Kay with his stand up in I think it's the Manchester Arena one, where he makes a comment when he's doing his bullseye routine, and he's just sort of like, he mentions Tony Green. He's like, Tony Green, capital D. So I think that was like Max making a little bit of a jab at like young Kenny's weight.
Yeah.
Then Brian saying we're packed to the rafters, but we're used to that. Being the most successful club in the region, open 7 nights a week, coach parties and charities welcome. Then we get the reconstruction cut into Max and Paddy on the door as we get a chair. We're looking very nervous and wooden. As Max said, "Evening, Pauline. Don't go causing any bother."
Who's the woman?
Who's Pauline? Yeah.
And then you just see Max sort of like Paddy, gestures in front of you, like the big jugs. And then they cut away. It's like, they cut me line. And Max is like, yeah, because you were shit.
As Brian goes on to mention, it was a cracking night. The ventriloquist won. And then back with the reconstruction, Kenny sitting behind a desk in the foyer, and Kenny Senior's outside the gents reading the newspaper, wearing the Phoenix glasses. Unfolding the paper to reveal a mocked up headline that reveals the Phoenix Club is the best on the back page.
Yeah.
And on the front it says Dead Perry did it.
As you get the voiceover from Brian saying, who would have thought that while we were laughing and singing that next door a Tower Inferno had been started deliberately in the toilets. I mean, it's just reducing my dreams to ashes, you know.
And it cuts back to him with sort of like the studio pick, and he's got like the little boy charity box, sort of like, you know, half his face is burnt, and he's just sort of like, it's all getting, no, look at me, little lad. Yes. We take a breather, lads. It's all getting a little bit too much. And as he's put his sort of like arm around the little boy, the little box has got like a post-it that said "Dead Perry did it," and you just see Brian point down to it.
He's not just pointing though. He's sort of like moving his finger backwards and forwards to grab your attention. It's sort of like a neon. If you could do like an impression of a neon light with your finger, that would be it. It's like...
So we cut back to the Galaxy Lounge. Just one of the club members. He's going to cry now. Look at that. Then we cut back to the studio. The presenter behind the desk. Well, disturbing scenes. That it? Where's the rest of it, eh? You've cut it all out.
Yeah, the staff members at the club. They're just sort of like making a point of just sort of like, they cut out the performance. Why did they cut out the performance?
Alan actually had a line and said that as well. Yeah. They actually make it out of the commentary. It's like, oh, you got a line here. But yeah, that scene in the what we're about to talk about in the studio, back at obviously the Crimetime studio, that, according to what I heard on the commentary, was actually filmed in a studio in Stockport. And was the first thing that was filmed for season 2.
Right.
So we found out what the last thing was that was filmed was obviously the beginning of the Phoenix Nights season 2, where they was in the burnt out club. That was the last thing they filmed. The first thing was the Crimetime studio thing.
Right. Interesting. So then the presenter raises his hand to shush Brian as we join the studio with Inspector Jack Crawford. And when the club's owner, Mr. Brian Potter. Inspector Crawford, I'll turn to you first. Do you have any leads at all who could have committed this terrible crime? And I've got here in the script, and he said Brian rubs his crotch and sniffs his fingers.
I've never noticed that.
But then as the inspector says, well, we've known about Mr. Potter for quite a while now. He's been involved in a number of clubs that have all been destroyed and in suspicious circumstances. Really? Whoa, roll that back. What do you mean suspicious circumstances? What's all that about, eh? I hope you're not accusing me. Did you hear that?
It's just the way he goes on.
Sweet Jerry's watching through his fingers as the rest of the regulars are just staring at the screen. And then Brian's back on television. I'll tell you at Burton's Club down. You cut him out of the film. Den Perry, that's who you want. Den Perry.
The inspector's sort of like, you know, grabbing Brian's arm, just sort of like going, well, look, Mr. Posse, you can't go around accusing people. Like, what does Brian do exactly?
Well, Brian, first of all, the inspector says you can't accuse someone during an ongoing investigation. And then Brian says, well, someone's got to do your job. You don't piss all. As he touched his arm, and he's going, look at this. Do you see that then? He went for me then.
Yeah.
That's how it happened. See that? 2 words.
He fell, Your Honour.
You know what he should have done? He should have repeated his line from this first episode of season 2. Say, I'll have you. I'll put you on your back. I mean, that would have been perfect for that moment. It would have been perfect. There, get off, man. I'll put you on your back.
He says 2 words. Is it Biko or something?
Yeah, Biko.
So the inspector tells him to calm down. Calm. Look, he's doing it again.
He fell, Your Honour.
That's how it happened, you know. You have another Rodney King on your hands. Tell bloody Norman Tebbit here. But then, as the inspector's trying to say, "Let me finish," and Brian says, "Like a bull to a red rag."
Yeah.
Mr. Potter, please calm down. And could we return to the subject? No, I've lost my licence. I'll come on here. He starts accusing me. You've cut out. You can stick your show. You can't bring me on here and then start. You're treating me like one of the bloody Bee Gees.
Yeah. The fuck.
And he obviously takes off his microphone, sort of like wheels away. The presenter sort of like a close shot of him.
You just see him in the background.
Yeah. Well, as the presenter's doing this like great big massive appeal, sort of like, we had a number of our equipment go missing, and like literally Brian's going backwards and forwards in front of him, just going, "Where's the exit?"
There's some belting lines first of all, as Brian's like wheeling back and forth. He says, "I'll tell you something. I'll catch him myself because you couldn't find your arse with both hands." But then it's during the filming of how to get out of here. We lost several pieces of expensive filming equipment. We lost to know their whereabouts. Where's the bloody door, eh?
Bring me a taxi.
But if you notice the woman on the left-hand side, on the back left corner, she's cracking up laughing.
I never noticed that.
You can tell she can't keep a straight face, or he's wheeling towards her. Remember a taxi?
If that was me, the moment he said to me, "Bring me a taxi," like that, I'd have broke. I would have broke so hard I would have to make him shout court. Definitely.
So we cut back to the Phoenix Club. We're in the car park. Come on, Jerry. Turn the Crimetime lights off and all.
These massive, great big lights on the front.
But then, as Brian asks,
it's like bloody spotlights that you'd see in like The Great Escape. Just sort of like,
yeah, chasing a prisoner across the street.
Brian asked, "Did we get calls on the update? 12. Crimetime. Bloody wasted time. I'm going to stop paying my licence fee."
You don't pay your licence fee.
Yes, I'm right. It's all chefs and DIY shagging. Don't know why I bother. As we then hear a car beat, both Brian and Jerry turn to look, and there's a young couple asking nervously, "Are you that bloke or Crimetime?" "What? We on telly tonight?" "Yeah, why? Who wants to know?" "Is this the club that burnt down then?" "Yes, this is the world famous Phoenix Club I've seen on TV. I'm Brian Potter, that's Jerry Sinclair. You must be first you have your long journey. Get the bar open. Move forward. Ball into paradise, go on."
Yeah, he pulls in, and then he pulls in, doesn't he?
He pulls in, and Brian says, "Come inside, I'll show you where fire started."
Yeah. And there's a little tidbit, actually. They actually said who the driver was.
Right.
Now, I don't know how familiar you guys are on Coronation Street. Have you ever that guy in the car is actually the son of the bloke that played Les Battersby.
Oh, right.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But Paddy asks which one. He goes, "The one on the right," which is the woman.
Jesus.
But obviously it's meant to be him. And also, there's something I've just remembered about the speed trap, what is painted on the floor. Peter Kay got the idea because he was going to Granada Studios once, and they had a speed trapping right in front of the main entrance. And everyone slowed down, like loads for it, because he was speeding up to it and slowed right down. That gave him the idea for the speed trap out the front of the Phoenix.
So then we got to the end credits. As we get to an audition scene, which appears to be an Elvis impersonator.
Yep.
Is he singing a song? And he says, "I'm a one-girl guy. I don't want nobody else but you." As he then said, "Play that leg, sugar."
Now here's a question: is that a legit Elvis song?
No,
it isn't. It was written specially for that scene.
Yeah, because they couldn't afford the rights to a song. I feel
that's right. Yeah, they couldn't afford the rights to the song, so they wrote a song up to incorporate his one leg.
Okay.
But then go on, look at that. He's playing his leg.
He's got little symbols and tambourines stuck to his leg, like a prosthetic part of his leg. He's got.
So then one-legged Elvis, as he's now labelled in the script, continues singing. Then he finishes and Brian says, "Fantastic, doing anything else?" Aye, blue suede shoe.
Blue suede shoe.
And that's the end of episode 3.
Hey.
I seem to remember when we were talking about the elderly couple salsa dancing in series 1.
Yes.
And we were just literally talking about the case of, is this the only act that sort of gets through? And I sort of like mentioned there was an act that was this one-legged Elvis impersonator that doesn't necessarily get through, but it's implied. Yeah, implied to an extent.
Well, like I say, Brian's like, "Oh, look at who's playing his leg." He's right after he's in the middle of his song, he goes, "Play that leg, sugar," and he starts playing it.
Yeah, and the fact that Brian says, "Fantastic. Do you know anything else?" And it sort of like implies that he possibly wants to hear a little bit more.
Yeah, at least a second interview, second audition at least. So I'll go call that a pass. He gets in.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, he gets in. He gets rebooked. He's better than that fucking puppet. He's better than that ventriloquist anyway, that one talent track anyway, so.
How much were they paying the monkey?
Or that singer, "You can hear me on the set rail," whatever it is, and they got Right Said Frank in the back.
Right Said Frank on, yeah.
Oh god, but yeah, that was. Do you know what? I was going into this into this podcast thinking, do you know what? I know season 2 quite well, and this for me is probably the weakest episode of the series. And if that is the case, it's still a fucking amazing episode.
Yeah.
Well, for me, like watching it back yesterday, I was like watching it, and it's like it got to the bit where Crimetime finished, and I was like looking at it going, there's still like 6-7 minutes of this episode left yet, so I was like, why don't they just finish it there? But it's like they carried on to the bit where he's saying about trying to find their arse with both hands and that. Yeah. He's in the studio. Ring me a taxi, love. Ring me a taxi.
Yeah.
Right. So.
It just emphasises how good this series actually is. If that is, in my opinion, it's one of potentially 2 weaker episodes in the series, and it's still better than anything that was on season 1, in my opinion.
Well, it's just looking on IMDb now. They've all got like star ratings, like user submitted star ratings.
Yeah.
And series 2, episode 1, it got 8 points. Episode 1 got 8.6. Episode 2 got 8.6. Episode 3 got 8.5.
All right, so it's
which isn't the weakest
lower
in the series.
It is the weakest.
No, it isn't.
All right. Well, it's my personal opinion, but my opinion's shitting fucking wrong.
Well, I really freaking enjoyed this episode.
Yeah.
But I think there's a case of sort of like the fact that I've missed the first 2, that I was just sort of like itching to get back, and I enjoyed it a little bit more. But even then, even though you could say it's the weakest episode so far in the series, it's still better than, say, like, for me, Singles Night or Robot Wars. I think it's a little bit, it's a lot, it holds up a little bit more than, say, those 2 episodes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Robot Wars is probably the weakest of any season, any episode of Phoenix Nights. It's probably the weakest of a bunch, but it's the opposite of finding something good in like a bad batch. It's finding one bad thing in a good batch.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And that's not a bad thing.
Even then, it's not as if it's like absolutely awful. Like no, there's still redeeming qualities to every single episode, but there is sort of like a gauge of.
Yeah. It's not a Leonard, and it's not a Mark Park story. No. It's certainly not those. It's definitely a fucking fantastic episode. And I would say to you, like I say, in the Peter Kay thing, we recommended at the end of it. watch until the end of episode. Well, it would be episode 5 if you include the pilot. Miss out Leonard and miss out Park Story. On Phoenix Nights, I would say you can't really miss any episodes.
No.
You don't really want to either.
No.
Even the weaker ones are great. The fucking fantastic watches.
Yeah.
Case in point, what we've just watched. And like I say, it was fucking amazing. And my jaw's hurting. And that's the weakest episode. So, God fucking help me for next week. Next episode, because I know what's coming next, and it is one of my favourite episodes of all time. Non-alcoholic.
Oh.
That's a spoiler, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Well, it's more the sort of the.
I'm
What are
looking forward
those?
to the next episode even more.
Answers.
Oh, yeah. What are those answers? You got the questions? No.
No.
Never know.
Jesus, wet.
Oh, God, I can't wait. I cannot.
It's a very, very quotable episode, this next one coming up.
Go, bring it down. Bring it down.
Well, that's been episode.
Slow it down.
Well, that's been episode 3 of season 2 of of Phoenix Nights.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
So I think it's time for some plugs.
It certainly is. Yes, you can find me on the UK RAD podcast. We have not had a podcast out for a while due to reasons and shit, internet and stuff. Work and other bits and bobs. But yeah, you can find us on Twitter at UK RAD Podcast. We have the back catalogue on YouTube. You can find us on all the good podcast catchers out there, such as Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Music, you name it, we're probably on there. You can also find me on Twitter as my alter ego Steve at SteveAOTGTMP, where I usually take the piss out of Rogar, who's Bunkle's character on there, and you can find him on Treason No. At Treason No on Twitter even.
I'll just give little plugs for my Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter at loggers109, I've been giving in-depth opinions on the G1 tournament in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So if you're a wrestling fan and you want to debate certain matches, certain wrestlers, make sure you follow me at loggers109. And also make sure that you follow my Twitch channel as well, because I've got something brewing in the mixture for the end of October. I'm going to be playing Watch Dogs Legion, which I'm very much looking forward to playing.
Is that the new one?
That's the new one, mate, yeah.
Set in London.
Yes. And yeah, so make sure that you're following twitch.tv/loggers109.
Sweet. And of course, you can find our social media at Lost Art Podcasting on Facebook, or on Twitter at Lost Art Podcast, and you can find us on Instagram at Lost Art Podcasting. You can find us on Spreaker, Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, possibly Amazon. I need to double check. Google Play and all of the good podcast providers.
Absolutely. And on all, thanks to all those streaming services, the Arena. Can we mismention that episode?
We can mention the Arena.
We can mention the Arena because we have managed to somehow, and I don't know why, but we have managed to break 1,000 download listens for that one episode alone.
I'll tell you how many we're sitting on currently for it.
Oh, go on. Go on. Go on. Inflate that ego. Go on.
Well, it's 1,092.
Jeez! That's nearly 100 since you last told me, and that wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
Whilst the debut episode...
Debut episode?
The debut episode, the opening night, is sitting at 446.
Ooh.
So it's the second most listened to episode.
We are doing well. I'm quite pleased with that. Thank you for enjoying our product. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah. And if you enjoy the product, if you're one of the 1,092 downloadable people, make sure that you spread the word, and let's get the word out for the Phoenix Pod.
Absolutely,
let's get those numbers climbing up.
Share away, absolutely. Like I say, share the love, and if you like Lewis said, if you enjoy what we do. Tell others. There's got to be thousands or millions of Peter Kay fans out there. We want there's many people joining us on this journey as possibly we can. There's a lot more to cover.
There is indeed.
Yes.
Including a potential video if this global bastard disappears.
If not, it'll be you solo in your front room.
We'll just have to record. No, we'll set up like a Skype session and we'll record the call because you are able to record like video for it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got my computer set up in such a way that I can cover my entire front room. So I have plenty of room. So I could do it. So yeah, I'm quite happy to do it on my Billy Todd if need be, and you two can just have footage of you two absolutely pissing your pants. I'm quite happy with that. I might piss my pants, but it'll be a different reason altogether, not through laughter, possibly through just sheer exhaustion. I need the toilet, but I can't make it. Fuck it. Done.
Well, that's been the Phoenix Pod. I've been AXC.
I've been allegedly stupid and sexy.
And I've been the Stowaway Lewis Ogden.
And I think that's all that's left to say is next.
Next.
Get him off. Get him off the stage.
Play that leg.